Right, let's look at another price pressure. Motorists are in for more pain at the pumps from Wednesday. Experts suggest fuel could go up by a record increase of over R2 a litre. The cost of food and public transport, of course, will skyrocket further, and that is going to put pressure on consumers. Our reporter Ronald Masinda is following the story, joining us from Cape Town now. Hello, Ronald. So the fuel price increase, and that's something we're waiting to hear from government. We understand that the Department of Minerals and Energy and Treasury are debating what to do with that fuel tax relief cushion that ends at the end of this month. What's going to happen tomorrow? We simply don't know. But for Cape Townians and the rest of South Africa, it's not just fuel worries. What are people telling you?
Well, Sally, good evening. Well, people are bracing themselves for the worst. They are saying that they're already preparing themselves. Many of them that we spoke to were already at the pumps. They are saying that they want this fuel to last them as much long as possible because they don't know what to expect to come Wednesday. Many of the people we also spoke to had promised that they will try and drive a lot less and save more fuel, and that they are concerned what the future holds, because some have gotten back to work, people who've been working from home, so they feel that this will affect them badly. And the other concern is, Sally, that many people want a fully functional rail system. For many years now, PRASA has been grappling, especially on the central line where it is not fully functional. And that central line has played a pivotal role for many of the working class, many people from areas such as Mitchell's Plain and Khayelitsha. And the cost of a train ticket is far less than other modes of transport. So people are igniting those calls. They are saying that in as much as the fuel price hike is going to affect them, but also the cost of living is detrimental to them. When we went to Bonteheuwel, for example, we also spoke to one shop owner who said that he had to drop his own prices to accommodate many of the people who are unemployed in the area. We also spoke to the ward councillor and the DA member in Bonteheuwel, Angus McKenzie.
We will be sitting on R25 a litre. Everything that this president has done has been to the detriment of the people of this country, and more so the poor people of this country. What we have seen is community business people like this that are really going over and above what's expected of them to make sure that communities are eating. And one can only imagine just how difficult things are. I think the first thing that's most important in the fuel price increase is that we should have deregulated the price of petrol already. The levels of control that this government wants on people, for services for people, is completely unacceptable. The level of corruption that has caused that pricing of fuel has increased in the way it has been detrimental to people within the city, within this country, and I don't think we can go on like this. I mean, at R25 a litre, I tell you honestly, I shudder to think what's going to start happening in the next few weeks.
Yeah, and we're still waiting to hear exactly what's going to happen to the price of fuel. Meanwhile, transport unions are making threats. What are they saying?
So transport unions are really concerned about those who rely on using their vehicles as a way of making an income, especially the minibus taxi industry, which is considered as the lifeblood of the township economy. Many taxi drivers that we also spoke to had said that not only have they gone through many difficulties throughout the pandemic, but there's also been issues here in Cape Town over permits, and many have been fined exorbitant amounts of money by City of Cape Town law enforcement. They are also complaining, Sally, about not being allowed to increase their own fares. They say that this will be high time because of the fuel price hike, but they're also saying, Sally, that they too have their own bills to pay. Taxi owners are people who also are paying off their own loans, the vehicles, and they're also saying that they want to really try and mobilize, because the taxi union that we spoke to earlier had said that they are threatening to picket outside of Parliament to perhaps hopefully get some answers from government as to why the price of fuel has to go up so high. We spoke to Victor Langa as well earlier.
This is a big problem. It is actually not only our members. We have got general people outside there who are complaining about this. Because the fact that they are losing money that they have to pay to the transport, whether it's a bus or a taxi, whenever there's a diesel increment, the taxi drivers, owners and the bus, they cannot increase it on a day-by-day basis. You know, the huge 16% that will hike as of tomorrow, it will definitely go to the pockets of our members who are actually earning below what is expected, and it is a huge loss to the people of the country at large.
Yeah, and Ronald, you've had a close look at how it's going to impact South Africans if that fuel tax cushion is removed at the end of the month. But also, we are going to be looking at the broader price of Brent crude oil.